Welcome back to New England Living. Up next, Elysia Rodriguez heads to Brimfield, Mass. to walk the grounds of one of the area's most historic and renowned antiques fairs with interior designer Marla Mullen.
So if you love antiques or are passionate about design, this really is the place to be, but it is huge and it can be overwhelming. But you've come here every year for several years, so you're an expert in just about all of that.
Yes, I would say it's, how can you tell? Is it the sneakers? Is it the crossbody bag? Is it my water bottle? Yes, this is the mecca of flea markets. It's actually the oldest one in the country. It's a mile and a half of different sectioned off fields. And each one of those fields has, I don't know, I mean, it could be anywhere from 5 to 20 vendors in it. And they can open at different times. There's a lot to see here, there's a lot to do, and you most certainly should come prepared.
So as an interior designer, you really take a project from the beginning all the way to completion, and that includes shopping. And how does antiquing play into that?
I love to add antiques and vintage items to any room, and that's really a product of the way that I grew up. Both of my parents are antique dealers together in a family business, so it's something that I did grow up around, and I do love it. And while my taste and style has changed with time, I still love the idea of bringing in vintage items and antique items, because I think it's so important to have that kind of warmth and depth in a room. And I do think that vintage items and antique items, they're just not made like they're used to, so you do find these like beautiful, well-made pieces, but also they tell a story. And I think it's really important whenever you're designing a room or designing a home, even if it's just a refresh, that you have those moments in rooms.
So now that we know what to expect, just let's go see what we can find.
Let's go shopping. Hats off to some amazing shopping today for us.
When you think antiques, you think old, but there really is a way to kind of connect these old antiques with current trends.
Yes.
Walk me through how you do that.
Yes, so I say that all the time. I think people get they're sort of afraid of anything that's antique or old, and they think in that way, right? How can I bring that into the modern world? But even walking past this booth, I'm already seeing some items that are currently trendy, right? So there are these amazing barn doors, which you're seeing a lot of builders using new barn doors as actual doors to enter, you know, bathrooms, kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms. But how amazing would it be if you actually use the real thing? And you can add that to a very modern house, and somehow you're then creating, again, that depth of texture, that story, and you're able to actually say, these were really used in a barn somewhere.
I think there's still hay on parts of it.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Very cool.
These are interesting.
Oh, I love these. These look like scoops that are used for flour. I think they used to use them to scoop the flour and put them in bags, and all of them, well, not all of them, but some of them have really cool hand carvings. This one in particular caught my eye because it has this beautiful snake or serpentine on it, and it has the beautiful flowers on the side. So this could be used in so many different ways. I mean, you could affix this to the wall and use it as a mail slot, or put a vase inside and have some flowers, or just use it as it is on its own. I don't know. I think I might have to have this one. All right, I'm gonna go talk to him about it.
Let's do it.
Okay, I think I found something I really like.
Oh yeah? So this was used for tools back in the day, so carpenters would store their tools in here and work on carpets as they would, you know, weave and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I thought this was part of one of the scoops used for flour, but it's not. Oh my gosh, it makes it even more amazing.
The
it was
design is
used.
very beautiful.
It's
a snake going down the middle.
Yeah, I love that.
Yep.
I love that it was used for tools as well. Okay, well, I think I have to have it.
All right.
So how much is it?
It's 200.
Okay.
200. Yep.
Okay. Would you do it for 150?
I'd say 180.
Oh, you're tough. You're tough to work with, but 175 and we have a deal?
All right, 175 at yours.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this will make you laugh and who knows how many other people, but I have to say, this might be one of my favorite pieces of the show because I just love that this is creating kind of a conversational element for a room, right? So to me, I look at a piece like this and I say, oh, I just wish I had that client that would let me buy this for them and we could create a whole room around it. And so what I would probably do would be remove maybe one of the chairs, right? So it still remains conversational, but you actually walk into it. And it's very, again, a very 1960s drop living room kind of feel where people would sit around in circles like this. And
It's certainly a focal point.
it's definitely a focal point and maybe a little bit Golden Girls. But I love it.
In a good way.
But I love it nonetheless. But you could refinish this to make it less Golden Girls.
So we've seen quite a few different items. I mean, all over the place, from like gowns to, I mean, whatever this is.
To holiday
Yeah,
ornaments,
exactly.
to vintage
Yeah.
linens, and oh, I love this bench and what they've done. Here's an old workbench. And this item is also super cool. Here's an example of another repurposed vintage chest of drawers where they've hand painted each one of the drawers to look like the front of a suitcase and use suitcase hardware as the pulls and even the suitcase buckles. I love that, the locks. This is really fun. This would be great for a kid's room as an example. I mean, I love that.
A one-of-a-kind piece.
One of a kind
for sure.
piece.
Yeah.
Elysia, this is why I love Brimfield so much. Where else can you go and find the hood of a car that's been made into these gorgeous console tables?
And this is kind of like the intersection of antiques and art.
Exactly, exactly. You'll find a lot of artisans here that are just taking really cool old vintage things and repurposing them.
You won't find something like this, I would assume, most places or anywhere else maybe.
Not at all, not at all.
When a lot of people think about antiques, they solely think about furniture, but really there is so much more beyond it that is still in that antiques world.
Yes, I totally agree with you, which is why stuff like this, I mean, you might think of it, and I'm sure they're selling it as please buy these shoes and wear them, but they can also be decorative items, right? I mean, if you are designing a home or you just bought a home that's a cabin, I mean, these can also be used as decorative items. You can put them on shelves, you can put them in shadow boxes, and as colorful as they are, they can become artwork. This is getting exhausting. I think I should take a load off.